Hi all, welcome to forceGalaxy. Hope you are doing good. Okay, so today in this video we'll be sharing one trigger scenario. Okay, so this trigger scenario is also asked in the interview session in the technical round. Okay, so in coming few days we'll be sharing trigger scenarios also with other related topics. Okay, so and the scenarios will be covered from the different interview sessions only. Okay, which some of the scenarios were asked by me also and some by others. Okay, so you guys can take a look to these different scenarios, and if you faces any issues or any problem, do let me know in the comment section or over the LinkedIn. You can connect with me. Okay, so let's start with today's video and see and discuss the today's scenario. So here is our question. So question is, create a multi-pick list on account name destinations. Okay, add some countries name to it. Okay, so whenever a user insert or update the account, and if this pick list field, that is this destination field, contains some of the values, then it will going to insert it related contact based on the pick list values. Okay, let's suppose in the destination we have multiple country name. Okay, so one of them is selected by the user is India and the USA. Okay, so next what will happen, as soon as it will going to save the record, the two record will be created related to it, that is the contact record will be created now. Okay, one is with name India and another with name USA. Okay, so this is our today's task. So let's move to the solution. So here I have written the trigger already. We're going to explain you how we will going to write a code on this. Okay, so we will going to create a trigger on after, because why after we require the account ID, because we need to create the contact which will going to relate to this account. Okay, so in this case we require the ID as soon as we're going to insert the or update it. Okay, so and the ID is available in the after trigger. So it will we will going to use this after trigger, and this will going to run on the insert and update as soon as user will going to insert the account record or it will going to update it. Okay, and in the end condition after is always. So this is my handler name. Okay, and this is my method name which we will going to call. Okay, so we require two parameter. One is the trigger dot new and another is trigger dot old map. Okay, new will going to give me all the new list, whatever we will going to insert, or whenever we will going to update, it will going to give me the new values, and after we're going to provide this old map will going to provide me the old values in case of update version. Okay, so now let's move to the method. Here it is. So first we're going to give me the new list. This list will be of account because my trigger is on account. Okay, so this is list of account, and let's name this as new list of account. Okay, next is the old map. Map always give the ID, and in the value it will going to give me the object on which we will going to write the trigger. Okay, so this is my old map with the older values, old map of account. Okay, so next is we need to write our trigger on insert also and on update also. Okay, so you have two options. Either you can use two different methods. One we will going to run on the insert case and another we will going to run on the update case. Okay, or you can use the one method only, and inside this method you can separate which we will going to run on the insert and which logic we will going to run over the update. Okay, so what I have done, I have used only the single method only, and in this method I have separated them based on the value of old map. Okay, if you remember, in case of insert we are not having any value in this old map because this time our record are inserting, there is no older version of them. Okay, but in case of update we have value in the old map also and on new also, because records are already there with the older version, and the new version or the updated value will be there in this trigger dot new. Okay, so based on this old map only we will going to separate our logic. Okay, okay, so now let me just show you that I have created one this pick list value here. Okay, So this is my multi-pick list with the different country name. Okay, this is how it will going to look like. Okay, and based on these values we will going to insert the related contact record. Okay, so here as you can see, whatever the values I have created or I have selected, they are separated by the semicolon. Okay, based on this semicolon only we will going to create our reports. Okay, so now let's move to our code. Okay, here I have iterated over this new list. Okay, new list, this is of account type, so account is here. Okay, now the next line I have checked whether this old map contains a value or not. Okay, if it does not contains and if it is null, okay, so this part we will be going to run in the case of insert. Okay, and if this old map contains a value, then this part in this if condition will be going to run over the update case. Okay, you can, okay, so this is the old map, and based on this we are separating which needs to run on the case of update and which needs to run on the case of insert. Okay, so when this old map is null, we need to check whether this destination field contains a value or not. If it is not null, then our next step is to get the values which are selected in this destination. Okay, so I have directly used this string method, that is the split. Okay, so what will happen, it will going to get the value from this destination and split it based on the semicolon. Okay, so if you guys can see here, these are separated by the semicolon only. Then if we split them you based on the semicolon, it will give me the three different values, that is USA, Germany and the Poland. Okay, so here I have defined a list of string. These are the string values. Okay, so list of string and directly putting them into this string. What will happen? It will going to add all the three values from this destination to this list. Okay, now this list contains three country name. Okay, now my next step is to store them in a map. So map I have created is based on the ID and the list of string. In the ID I am putting this account ID. Okay, so this is my account, I am putting this account ID here, and then in the value I am putting the list of string, that is this one. What will happen, it will going to put value like this is my account. Okay, so this is my account ID here, this one. Okay, and these are the three values. So the map will going to put a value in this way, this is its key, and in the value it will going to contain USA. Okay, next it will going to have Poland. Okay, and next is it will going to have another country, that is the Germany. Okay, okay, so this is how this map will going to store the value. It will going to put ID here in this key, and value will going to contains these three string name. Okay, so based on this map only, now we will going to create these three contact related to this account ID. Okay, just to map all these country name to this account ID, we have created this map. Okay, if simply we just need to create the contact, there is no need to relate them with the account ID, then there is no need to store them in a map, then we can directly use this list of string. But here the condition is you have to create the related contact to this account. Okay, so in this case we require this account ID. Okay, hope this is and hope you guys able to understand this. Okay, so now this is the part which needed to be run in the case of insert. Okay, but if the record is already present and we have updated the value of the destination, then in this case I would like to run this condition. Okay, so if suppose you have updated the record, now in this case you will going to have value in this. Okay, it will going to enter here, you have initialized this just to make sure that your list is currently empty and only collecting the value based on the update case. Okay, now the next is, if your record is updated and your destination old values are not equals to the this new value are not equals to the old destination values and destination is not equals to null, then only we will going to store the value in this list of string. Okay, and the same we will going to put here in this map based on the account ID. Okay, so what will happen now using this condition? What will happen if you have updated your record? Okay, and if you have only updated this destination field also, then only your trigger will going to run. It will not be run in the case of like you have updated and you have updated some other values of the field, okay, and did not update anything on the destination. So in this case it will not going to run your trigger, which is comes under the best practices. Okay, it your trigger should run only when it will going to satisfy the conditions. Okay, unnecessary it should not be run. Okay, so that is why we have put this condition. We have compared old values with the new. If it is updated, then only we will going to store it in a map. Okay, so this is done. We have got the map where account require the related contact based on these countries. Okay, in the case of insert also and in case of update also, we have created this map. So our next step is to check whether this map contains a value or not. If yes, then what we will going to do, we will going to iterate over this map, okay, whichever we have created, and store the value. So here in the key we are storing the account IDs. Okay, so here the type will be ID and this is the variable. And next is we are writing another inner loop, that is the for loop, where we are getting the value for this key. Okay, so in the key, we are having the list of string, that is the country name. Okay, so we require the loop here because we are having the list of string. So here string is the data type, and based on the string, we are putting this first name as this country name and the last name as the destination. And here is the account ID from first loop. Okay, so here you must be confusing with the question that why we have put this inner loop. Does this comes under the best practices? Okay, so here we require this inner loop because we require this contact to be created related to the account. Okay, and this can only be possible using this inner loop. So here it our inner loop is not containing number of records that it can may increase the complexity or it can hit to the CPU limit. Okay, we are not this inner loop is not using such good number, such a big number of records. Okay, so yeah, in this case we can go with the for loops. So there are many conditions or many requirement when we require to go with the for loop in a inner loops also. In a case when we require some related records to be created or already they are in the relationships and we require some modification to be done, so in such case we can go. But only the thing is we need to keep in mind that your loops are not containing more number of records, so that might result in the complexity and all. Okay, so this is how we will going to create the related contact and variables. Okay, so this is the list where we are adding all the contact. Okay, and at last after coming out of this loop, okay, we are checking whether this list contains a value or not, and if yes, then we will going to insert the list of contact. Okay, so this is how we will going to write a code for this scenario. Okay, so now let's test this how it will going to run. Okay, so here I have pasted this code. Okay, so there is my record, and here currently it is having zero contact record. Okay, so we will going to update this value. Okay, whatever the selected, let's add this one also here. So currently we are having 4 values in my pick list which are added. Okay, now let's save this. 4 contact records should be created. Okay, so here let's come to this. Okay, so here as you can see 1, 2, 3 and 4, all 4 destination records are created here. Okay, so this is the scenario of update when my record is already present and we need to create the we need to require to create contact based on the new or updated value of destination. Okay, Now let's test this on a new record when we are creating a new contact record. Okay, in this case, let's select 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's save this. So this time it will going to create 3 records at the time of insert. Okay, so this is how your code will going to run. Okay, this is the first level of this code. Okay, we can make this more complex. Okay, by adding, like, suppose here is my record. Okay, and if I will going to update this record again and adding just a Switzerland here. Okay, in such case the above 3 are already created and now only the Switzerland should be added here. Okay, what will happen currently, it will going to create all 4 records again. Okay, because the values change, and as per our logic it will going to collect all the 4 values in a list and create 4 records. Okay, but instead of this it just need to create a Switzerland record because all 3 are already present. Okay, now you need to check the duplicates also here. So this is how we can make the this code more complex. Okay, or a scenario to be given for a 3 or 4 plus year of experience person. Okay, so in such case here only in the update case you will going to query out the records. Okay, the related records which are already contact record which are already present in this account. Okay, here in this account, so here only in this update condition you will going to query out all the contact records and add them over this, create a new map and add all the contact based on this account ID. Okay, and then using this map of destination and this contact new map which you have created, now you can filter out which are the duplicate and which one is need to be created. Okay, and then accordingly you can create a contact record here. Okay, so this is how you can make it more complex here in this code. Okay, so just try it at your end, and if you face any difficulty let me know, we'll discuss then. Okay,